Yo, it's time to talk that sports talk with Cooper and Big Man. Time to tackle this beat. Don't ever count us out, cause we always kicking out. We go raw for the people and put the smackdown on the street. New desperados in town, we going all elite. Mess around, got a triple double on them. Something like OG slam dunking on them. We got what you want, we got what you need. We bringing the heat, we wanna talk this and that. But we want that Hall of Fame shot. You always see us swinging for the fences. So watch out, ladies and gents, cause we hitting the stratosphere section. And you know we gonna keep you guessing. Tag teaming on these haters, sending up blessings. We gonna keep praying for you, cause you know that old saying, don't hate the player, hate the game. See, that's the thing that separates us. We're on that road to greatness, and there ain't no stopping us. We them go-getters, and we gonna go get it. Shutting it down like a no-hitter with 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away. We throwing that splitter, you never seen it coming. Something like an arcade, whoa. We gotta keep the crowd jumping. And if you ain't down with that, we got 4 words for you. Cause it's Sports Talk with Cooper and Big Man.
Alright, it is that time once again, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what that was. Sorry. A little craziness going on there. But it is that time once again, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sports Talk with Cooper and Big Man. As always, this is Big Man, joined by, of course, Cooper.
What's up, everybody? How's it going tonight?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. We got some good wrestling for you, but we have something somber to talk about first.
Yeah, right off the bat, unfortunately, we have news breaking into our own personal world, not just anything to deal with sports. An interview of ours a few months back, right around when the start of the pandemic began. We did an interview with Tattoo Girl 2020, as she's known on TikTok. Brandee Garvin-Clark actually is her full legal name. Unfortunately, she passed November 1st. We just found out a couple of days ago. And we were very deeply saddened by this loss. Not only just because she was a really good person, and she was trying to do what she could for the wrestling community. She actually knows a lot of the wrestlers. Professional wise too, not just on the independent scene, though we met her through independent. So yeah, unfortunately, a very sad loss for us all.
Yes, very much so. She was a great inspiration to all, dude, and if it wasn't for her, man, we wouldn't have found TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have found our newfound fame with our podcast.
Right.
Because I linked up with Coach JV on TikTok. Shout out,
Right.
If it wasn't for that interview, that ripple effect, our podcast wouldn't be where it's sitting right now. So many prayers, so many things to her, dude, that we owe, and just
it's so hard to even talk about it because like right now I even want to cry. When her husband told me that they didn't even have the money to pay for a memorial, dude, I was like, what?
Right.
And like literally, I broke into tears, dude, because I mean, it took me a while to even post the video because I was pretty upset about this, man. This girl she was inspiring. She was an amputee wanting to be a wrestler. She was going to be trained. She was, and the girl was full of life, dude. Full of life.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's a very, very sad time right now.
It is. God has one of his angels back.
Yes, very much so.
So,
and I'm sure
definitely will be up there.
And I'm sure she's definitely got her leg back, and if not, she's beating somebody with something else. So there you go.
Her husband John Clark, like he said, couldn't afford funeral arrangements because he obviously was more worried about what actually caused her passing, so he had to pay for the autopsy rather than the funeral arrangements and all of that. So he does have a GoFundMe. If you are feeling like you, in some way, or felt like you could help out in any way, go to the GoFundMe, look up Brandee Tattoo Garvin-Clark, and help donate. And his goal is $7,000 for funeral services. They're at $1,266, so anything will help towards that goal. I mean, I understand too. It's obviously really close to Christmas, so I can understand some people are kind of tight on money. We are as well. So it's not like we're sitting there begging you to go ahead and try to just hit that goal right this second. But even if it's just $1, something to help move that along for him.
Anything, man.
So, and of course, always positive vibes, good thoughts, prayers, anything that you can do in a spiritual sense or whatever your denomination is. That I'm sure will also be greatly appreciated as well by John and Brandee's family. So
very much so, yes.
Oh, man. It makes it hard, but we do need to move on with the show.
Yes, we do.
So if our energy's a little off, you'll know why.
Definitely.
But we're going to go ahead and jump on. Basically, the show setup this week is going to be, we're going to do kind of a quick recap of the week of wrestling and preview tomorrow night's TLC pay-per-view match. Or pay-per-view. Matches. There we go. Matches.
And also, if you guys see in the corner over here, we went to a meet and greet on Thursday night.
Sorry.
Is it that way?
That way.
It's that corner. Yeah. I forget we're mirrored, dude.
Yeah, I forgot to. I'm all this corner. Wait.
Anyways.
That corner.
Yeah. We did a meet and greet with Jeff Hardy on Thursday night in Jacksonville. So it was really
fun.
cool.
That was awesome.
He's a very down-to-earth dude. I mean, it was amazing. And what was cool was when we got there, we were actually at the back of the line. And there was some nice ladies there. And they said, oh, you guys look like you're bigger fans than we are. Why don't you cut ahead of us? So we did that.
So,
shout out to them. And then on the way up to the stage, we were figuring out how we were going to get me up to the stage because the way he had everything set up is he was doing the meet and greet up on the stage before he did the concert. Yeah. So, we were getting ready to go up there, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to get me up there. And these guys come over and go, hey, do you want us to just lift you up and put you up there? And they did it, man, and it was awesome. We got a nice little crowd pop, and
cheers for him.
Yeah, and it was nice to meet him, and he signed all of our stuff. He was great to talk to. He actually liked the action figure I had because I had it from when I was like 10. It was the rainbow color and whatnot. So he's like, yeah, and we started talking about like his. The difference between his action figures now and his action figures then. He likes them now because you never know what kind of face paint you're going to get on the action figure.
Yeah.
When before it was just pretty much his hair color would be different or, whatever. But
right.
Yeah, that was cool. It was so amazing to meet him. And I thank you so much, brother. It was the best Christmas present I think I could ever ask for.
Well, it's only because we couldn't attend your greatest Christmas present last year.
Yes, and actually, I think last year I cried.
You did.
I cried, yeah.
It was great.
But yeah, man, let's get into Monday Night Raw and get into this TLC, dude. Let's do this, brother.
Yep. So to kick off Monday Night Raw, we had AJ Styles taking on Sheamus. AJ Styles with the hope of almost taking out Sheamus and brutally beating down Sheamus. It was interesting.
That was quite the beatdown.
Next up, we had the entire team of the Hurt Business taking on the New Day and Jeff Hardy. Well, not the entire team because MVP was in a match later on the night. But basically, you had Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander versus the New Day and Jeff Hardy. Unfortunately, the Hurt Business would beat the New Day and Jeff Hardy. That kind of sucked. So I was like, hey, Jeff, you lost Monday night. Way to go, dude. Didn't talk to him about that. Didn't want to.
I wouldn't blame you. Don't step on the man's toes, brother.
I know. Don't kick a man while he's down. All right. Next up, we have a surprising upset. Lana defeating Nia Jax. Holy cow.
Yeah, this was quite crazy. The way she did it, too. I mean, she swept her leg because, Nia Jax went up to the turnbuckle to actually do a Samoan drop off the turnbuckle, and Lana got out of it. It looked like she was going to go for a powerbomb, but there was no way she could do that. So she swept her leg and rolled her down into a pin. And for the 1, 2, 3, that was pretty cool. So.
Unfortunately for Lana, though, she would be maliciously attacked by Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Asuka came to try to help Lana out. Unfortunately, Asuka and Lana were not able to handle the tag team of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, but to the rescue came Mandy Rose and a kendo stick.
Yes, that was cool.
Ah, yes, the lovely Mandy Rose. So lovely. Anyways, we're moving on before I start getting in trouble. Anyway, all right, next up we had The Miz and Morrison taking on Keith Lee in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and the Dirt Sheet beat Keith Lee pretty handedly in this match. And the numbers game really just kind of caught up to Keith Lee, and he was unable to take out Miz and Morrison.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty dumb the way it ended.
Yeah.
Like the double pin. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Keith Lee could have totally tossed both of y'all, but let's continue.
Yeah. Next up, we had Mace from Retribution taking on Ricochet. Mace beating Ricochet, kind of ending the losing streak that the Retribution's been on as of late.
Yeah, that dude's pretty big, dude. I was kind of surprised with the victory there. So
yeah. Next up, we had Dana Brooke defeating Shayna Baszler via disqualification. This was a whole hell breaks loose kind of get up we had going on there.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
So that was crazy. So basically now it becomes, we'll talk about the match more in depth for the preview, but now we have the women's tag title on the line versus Asuka, and probably going to either be Dana Brooke or Mandy Rose, as Lana, of course, has been determined ineligible due to injury.
And of course, there's still a question mark on it. See.
So it'll be probably a surprise.
So who knows?
Yep. And finally, the night ended with a match between, well, not technically ended. The final match of the night was Matt Riddle versus MVP. Riddle defeating MVP. Pretty quick fashion.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy how quick.
I love, though, how MVP is supposedly retired, but yet, because his last match was technically supposed to be the Monday night after Royal Rumble last year. That was supposed to be how it ended, but yet he's wrestled a few times since.
Well,
crazy how that works.
Once a wrestler retires, they never really retire, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, it is crazy that way. All right, man. And of course, then we had a dog barking. Oh, of course. People have to show up at the wrong time, as always. All right. So basically, then the night ended with the championship ascension ceremony, which AJ Styles ended up having a surprise attack, of course, for Drew McIntyre.
Oh yeah, man, that was crazy the way that went down.
Yeah, so of course that's how things ended on Raw, with AJ trying to show off that he will be the one taking the title.
Oh
home.
yeah, I love how quick he climbed the ladder there to grab it. But we know if the title was actually on the line.
At that moment,
yeah.
It wouldn't have
And it's
happened
like
now.
3 or 4 or 5 times before they actually get it. So
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna switch gears and talk about some AEW real quick.
let's do it.
So we had a interesting tag match to start off the night. Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Kennedy took on John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Adam Hangman Page. This matchup was won by Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy. Though Quinn and Cassidy were a little irritated with the fact that they pretty much took care of Reynolds, but Matt Hardy tagged himself in to pick up the win for his team, even though it was quite pretty much handled. Little interesting little throw in there.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Not sure what's going on with
What's
that.
up with that?
Next up, we had Cody Rhodes taking on Angelico, and Cody Rhodes ended up being Angelico, and then it was announced after that Cody and Brandee Rhodes are expecting a child.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude.
Looks like it's gonna be fun.
Well wishes to them for sure.
Absolutely. Next up, we had a big 12-man tag team match as we had Jericho, MJF, Sammy Guevara, Ortiz, Santana, Jake Hager versus Chuck Taylor, Trent, Darius, Dante Martin, Brian Pillman Jr., and Griff Garrison. Though the Inner Circle, as they like to call themselves, ended up with the victory in that match. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Anthony Bowens and Max Caster taking on Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Anthony Bowens and Max Caster ended up winning that tag match. It was a night of tag matches, basically.
It's just odd that that Kazarian and Christopher Daniels would even lose this match. I mean, they're the more experienced, they're the more,
Yeah. Next up, we had Serena Deeb and Big Swole taking on DeMonte and Avilisi. Is that how you pronounce that?
Let me see.
Avilis? I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Yeah, man. Don't know, brother.
Me neither. Anyway, Serena Deeb and Big Swole ended up winning, though. They had to deal with Nyla Rose and co. in tow. So.
Oh yeah, Nyla Rose, man. She'd take out everybody.
Yep. Next up, we had Kenny Omega taking on Joey Janela. And Kenny Omega, of course, ended up defeating little Joey Janela. Joey Janela, man, he's just kind of a jobber right now, it seems like, in the business.
I don't know about that, man. He's got some talent to him. It just doesn't seem like he knows where to fit in at this point. So we'll see what happens with him. I think he's got some talent to him, but I mean, after watching him versus John Moxley,
yeah,
I mean that kid took a beating, dude, and he gave one too. So.
Right. All right. Next up, we have SmackDown. So we're switching gears, heading back over to WWE as we get ready to talk about SmackDown, and then of course, we're going to preview the TLC PPV.
Yes, let's do this, baby.
Starting off on the night, we had the tag champs, the Street Profits, taking on Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode in a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. And the Street Profits ended up retaining their titles over Ziggler and Roode. So, Street Profits still your SmackDown Tag Champs.
Yes, baby.
Despite having some issues with Ziggler and Roode as of late.
We like the party cups. Where's the party cup at? You got one, brother.
I don't have a blue one, though. They're on the blue brand, so it's blue.
They got blue now. It's no longer red solo cups?
Nope,
Come on,
it's blue
man.
solo cups now.
What's up with that?
They're on the blue brand, bro. You got to match your coloration.
I guess so, right?
You notice their jumpsuits even turned blue.
Yeah, right.
So everything's turning blue for them. Imagine funny because the Universal title turned blue
have
too.
a blue Christmas?
As long as they play Elvis while they're doing it. I don't have a blue Christmas. Okay, I'm not going to bore you.
Whoa.
Terrible singing.
You're doing pretty good there, brother.
Yep. Alright, next up, we had another tag match as the Riot Squad took on Tamina and Billie Kay. Billie Kay's still trying to figure out where she belongs on SmackDown. And of course, it's not going to be part of the Riot Squad as they lost. Her and Tamina lost to the Riot Squad.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know what to say about her. I hope
someone put her butt back over on Raw and team her back up with Peyton Royce.
At this point right now, I'd say Lana's better than she is.
Wow. Burn. Oh, that's my jam right there. Yikes. All right, next up, we have Otis taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. Otis with the victory.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up.
I like it when Otis wins. I think he's kind of turning into a little bit of a heel, which is interesting. I kind of like it.
Yeah. I mean, you like it when the big guys turn heel because they're more ruthless. I love it that way.
Mm-hmm. And then the last match of the night featured Bayley taking on Bianca Belair, and Bayley pulling off a victory. So probably her veteran experience is probably what helped her in that victory.
I would think
with Bianca Belair.
I would think so, yes.
Because I don't think she could handle Bianca's raw power.
Oh no, man! I'm sure it was a good match.
Yeah. Throughout the night, there was a champagne popping party, toast, whatever, for Carmella. Interrupted, of course, by Sasha Banks.
Oh, man.
Which is leading more to their story for the championship match tomorrow. And then Kevin Owens was hunting around for the big dog. The big dog ended up trying to take him out. But Kevin Owens wouldn't stay down, as they were quoting it, and kept coming back ready to fight. So
yeah, Kevin Owens is kind of like this modern age Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Only because he's running the stunner. Because
you just don't like it, do you?
No.
You don't like it at all, do you?
No, I don't care for Pumbaa whatsoever.
Oh, come on. He's a good guy. He just plays like a jerk.
Whatever. Anyways, let's talk about the pay-per-view, shall we?
Alright, let's do it.
We got to talk about him some more anyway, so. Alright, so this is the 6 matches that we knew are confirmed for tomorrow night's pay-per-view. So if any other matches happen between now, or announced between now and then, are not our fault. This is the 6 that are up on WWE right now. They're on WWE as of right now, as we know. Okay, so here we go. First up, New Day take on the Hurt Businesses, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander for the Raw Tag Team titles. Koopa, who you got?
Dude, I would say the New Day, but the Hurt Business is on a roll lately, brother. So I'm gonna take the Hurt Business, even though, yeah, I might be putting my foot in my mouth with this one, but we'll see.
I'm gonna take the New Day, and the only reason why I'm taking the New Day in this matchup, only really truly is because Bobby Lashley's not actually on the team on this one. If Bobby Lashley was in there with those two,
there would be like no chance.
There'd be pretty much no chance. So I'm giving the New Day's veteran experience and the fact that there has been a little bit of tension between Cedric Alexander and the rest of the Hurt Business too. So that could come back to haunt the Hurt Business as well.
Cedric Alexander's been winning matches, so we will see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out for sure. All right, next up we have the women's tag team champs Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taking on Asuka and a mystery partner. Who? So Cooper, I need a prediction on who, and after your who wins?
Prediction on who, I would probably say Mandy Rose. Just because she's been a part of everything going on lately, so we will see what happens with that. But I honestly think that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, they'll pull it out and hold the titles, because if I think anybody's gonna take the titles from them, it's gonna be an established tag team type thing. So there you go.
I mean, unfortunately, there's not much of an established tag team right now.
That's why they're running roughshod, dude. So, you know.
Yeah. Of course, I think at some point they're going to have to come to the grips with reality that they're going to need to actually just go ahead and split the women's tag championships into 2 brands instead of just one crossing over to both sides. Especially if you're just going to have them mostly on Raw, because I haven't even seen them show up on SmackDown.
They've been on NXT and stuff too, but not very much.
Who cares about NXT?
So, a lot of people out there do care about it, but I mean, I don't watch it.
It's their fault for trying to make it a 3rd brand.
Don't get me wrong. NXT does have good talent on there, but what they have done is made it a 3rd brand. And anybody that knows WWE, anytime they make something a third brand, it never seems to work out.
ECW twice. Twice. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have for the Women's SmackDown Championship, Sasha Banks versus Carmella Koopa. Who you got?
I'm going to take Sasha Banks. Only because I don't think Carmella's going to get away with her crap. You can only attack somebody from behind so many times and pull your little stunts, and she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. Well, guess what? She's gonna get the blueprint.
Yeah, but I do enjoy her new entrance though. That was pretty. Anyway,
Simmer down, Bessie. Simmer down.
Woo! Mercy, I got the vapors. I believe Sasha will retain as well. I forgot to say, I think the women's tag team champs will remain champs too.
So. Who's going to be the tag team partner?
I think it's going to. I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be Mandy Rose. I don't see Dana Brooke.
I just think because she's been a part of everything going on here in the past couple weeks, I would say that's the easiest bet.
Yeah.
Because
all of a sudden Dana Brooke was dealing with Retribution, and now all of a sudden is now in a tag title match. Doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this one I'm already calling right now has the potential to be match of the night.
Yes, I cannot wait for this, brother.
We have The Fiend taking on Randy Orton in a Firefly Inferno match.
Oh my! Oh, dude, this is gonna be so good. I cannot wait to watch this match. The only thing that is missing is being a title match.
Right, you're basically
like seriously, if it was a title match, it would be like over the top.
It would.
So, the fact that these two sadistic mofos get in the ring and do what they're gonna do, ooh.
All right.
Oh man!
Oh, blimey!
You're gonna smell some skin, some burnt skin.
Well, we don't have to smell it because we're not there.
Oh yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna get bad.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, we have for the Universal title in a tables, ladders, chairs match. Roman Reigns, head of the table, the big dog, taking on Kevin Owens, KO, Koopa. Who you got?
Dude, we're taking Roman Reigns on this one, brother. He's been on a roll, and ever since he got with Paul Heyman, dude, the man's untouchable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's untouchable. I mean, he's evil, he's sadistic, but he's untouchable. So.
Yeah. The only thing I can even remotely say that the only way I can see Kevin Owens winning this is if Jey Uso stabs Roman in the back. That's the only way.
Oh, yeah, but even then, I don't. I think they're going to run this all the way till WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. All right, and finally, as far as we know, this is probably going to be the main event. It usually is when it comes to the WWE Championship, unless, of course, you have Brock Lesnar holding on the title for Universal. Then it's the Universal. Anyways, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles in the tables, ladders, chairs match for the WWE Championship. Koopa, who you got?
We're taking Drew McIntyre. I don't think that AJ Styles is going to come off with a victory. I do think that Omos is going to get involved in some way, shape, or form. But I also think that Drew McIntyre is a beast. And, he beat Brock Lesnar, and he's been on a roll, and he got his title back. And he's out to prove he's the best ever. So there you go.
All right. I do also agree with you that it's probably more likely going to be Drew McIntyre. But we also have two other wild cards sitting out there. The Miz and Morrison.
True. If they get involved...
this could be really interesting. That's the only reason I think
the only way the title will change hands is if the Miz decides to cash in somehow. But I honestly think he's going to be holding out till WrestleMania. But that's just me. Because the Miz is kind of stingy. He likes the spotlight. So we'll see what happens.
We will definitely see what happens. All these wild cards is the only thing that makes me believe that this will actually end up being the match of the night. beating out the Fiend in Randy Orton's match, only because of all the wild card factors.
Oh, dude, for real, man. I mean, we've been watching this for almost 2 months now play out, and I'm telling you, TLC, it's something crazy is gonna happen because we got Royal Rumble coming up too.
Yeah.
So if something happens, this will be the match that it happens.
Yeah. So this actually leads us into a very good way to end the year of 2020 in wrestling with the TLC pay-per-view. So next up, though, after that, we'll begin the road to WrestleMania.
Yes, baby. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be awesome. And, I love my favorite, one of my personal favorites is the Royal Rumble because, I remember.
I think that's I would say easily that's the number 2 pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
I know some would say, well, no, SummerSlam.
Or Survivor Series.
Some will say Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you kind of know what's going to happen at WrestleMania starting with the Rumble.
Yeah.
That's basically where it begins, really. The true road, the first step as we take towards WrestleMania begins at Royal Rumble in January. So that's where I believe it to be my second favorite. I know some people can argue. You can all argue all you want. I don't care. I'm just saying, to me, that's number 2. WrestleMania 1, Royal Rumble 2. To me, then SummerSlam would be number 3.
Yes,
that's my top 3.
Brother, that's my top 3 too.
Yeah,
and it's not just because we're best friends, we're business partners, but truthfully, it is because the Royal Rumble it starts something. It gets everybody riled up, and after that you get WrestleMania, and then SummerSlam. Yep. SummerSlam's like kicking off the summer. How you doing, baby? What's up? You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a great time. The only thing I do miss is the old Great American Bash.
Oh yeah.
That July pay-per-view. That was always a good July
cool. I wish they'd bring it back or something similar to that because something to symbolize
yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
the 4th of July, things like that. You know what I mean?
And the patriotism and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and I know we have to be unbiased because of our viewers. We have all around the world, but I'm just saying, like WWE is based out of the United States, so it would be cool to see a pay-per-view like that
again. Yeah. All right, man. I believe that's going to do it for us on Wrestling Talk. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night. We'll be doing basketball, baseball talk. Again, we'll be talking about something that happened recently with the Cleveland Indians. We will be previewing the basketball season technically in a sort of sense. We're going to give your predictions for each division winner. We're going to give our finals prediction and who wins that finals.
Yes.
So tune in for that. And, of course, Tuesday we'll be talking football, as always. We will be dealing with the conference championship fallout. Oregon, baby!
Yeah.
Little hint there for you. What happened? What happened Friday? We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about everything.
Quack.
We'll talk about everything else that happens tonight. We are actually recording this prior to the SEC championship game, so I hope you all tuned in to that matchup tonight between Alabama and Florida. Hopefully, it's at least a good game. I'm just hoping for a good game.
Yes.
I know you picked Florida, I picked Bama, and I kind of expect Bama to win it, but I really just want it to be a good game, even though I do believe Bama's going to win.
We don't want a blowout. Nah,
I mean, unless it's a blowout for the Gators.
Yeah.
Then we'll take that.
That's what's up.
We'll take that, but otherwise, we want it to be a good competitive ball game. All right, man. I believe that does it for us tonight.
That does it, man. I appreciate every single one of you. Keep listening, keep following, and
be sure to check this video out that we just did on YouTube. And of course, our audio will be, of course, posted shortly tonight, so that way you can catch us on Spotify and any other way you can find us, iHeartRadio and all the other ones. We got so many that we're on; it's hard to name them all. Those are the big 2. I believe we're also on iTunes. You can find us on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, I believe, is the other one. There's a bunch. So we thank you all for tuning in every week. We see the numbers just keep ticking up. We appreciate every one of you. Germany, thank you for being our number 2 country. We appreciate the love and support from Germany.
Very much so.
Brussels, you got a lot of work to do because you were our number 2 country. Now Germany's passed you. So just kind of giving you a little competition nudge. Come on now, guys. Are you going to let the Germans beat you? Come on now. You don't want the Germans to beat you, do you? Go Germany. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for France. France, we actually got a lot more followers and downloads in France than we had previously. So thank you, France. Thank you also to India. We greatly appreciate anybody who's willing to listen. Please share the podcast too with others as well. Send it to them via links and all that, so that way we can get more downloads and hopefully grow the fan base out more. Because we'd love to have more. We'd love to see that report to show places almost all over the world. And yes, Australia, where have you been? We only got one.
Yes, we want some more.
We want some more Aussies. Oi, oi, oi! Yeah. And of course, also thank you to Finland and Helsinki for checking us out too. So, and if we missed your country, we're sorry. We're not trying to be rude. Just
we love you all.
We love you all. Heart to you all. Check us out here on YouTube, on the interweb with the audio downloads. We appreciate every single one of you. I'm tired of talking. So, as always, keep on talking sports.